Good, sir. Ready, smile. Thank you.
Our esteemed doctors of Apollo First Med and other colleagues who are here today for this event. I thank everyone for taking the time to be here today. Apollo First Med Hospitals has always been at the forefront of delivering emergency and trauma care in the city, as you all know. Today marks a remarkable event in that direction. We are proud to announce an important step in the field of reconstructive surgeries, which we have been doing for quite some time, and we have recently delivered excellent results for a period of a week, where we have done quite a few number of surgeries for few patients who are here in the audience here. You'll hear from them in some time about the experience they had and the results they had with respect to these surgeries. This new initiative, or rather not new initiative, this service which we are providing reiterates our commitment to providing emergency care and also quality care, because in surgeries like this, there are two important things which are required for an excellent outcome, which is timely service and quality service, which we are at the forefront in the city. So I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. V. Purushothaman, Dr. Sabari Girish, our plastic surgeons at Apollo First Med, Dr. Meera, our anesthetist, Dr. Vinod, our plastic surgeon, to please be on the dais, and I request our surgeons to deliver the presentation. Thank you.
Very good afternoon. I am Dr. Girish Ambat. I am plastic surgeon in Apollo First Med Hospital. And thank you for coming. This is just a reattachment of amputated parts, not only the hand, fingers and all. Any part reattachment is a big challenge. Why? Because it is basically when it is detached from your body, it is no more alive, and it is a surgery by which you give back life to something what you have lost. So nothing gives satisfaction of this kind in any other surgery. I don't find a satisfaction level to this. Why? Because you are replacing or reviving back a part which is already dead, and giving back the whole of it, and you give back everything. If you put it back, you can give back everything. And all other surgical procedures which are done to correct deformities and where you already lost a finger and all is never as good as putting back what you have lost. So that is where we have to start. So why hand is more common is hand basically is involved in most of our activities. So almost 40 to 45% of all the injuries in the hand and the body happens to the hand, and especially to the hand and fingers. And being somebody who is involved in hand surgeries, we tend to see all these kind of injuries coming to the emergency. And if you carefully see, they are not only industrial or a road traffic accident. You see this is also not uncommon. We see children coming with injuries. So injuries can happen even at home, in the kitchen. So that is why hand is very, it's a structure which is always involved in these kind of injuries. And when an amputation happens, it directly affects the individual, as we know that he will be doing some kind of a work which he might not be able to do if you have if the finger or a hand gets amputated, and he might be the sole breadwinner to the family. So that is how his family gets affected, and in general The whole of the nation gets affected because the number of work hours you lose when you lose some person who is in his young age and loses his hand or a finger. And according to me, hand is such a specialized structure that I don't think we have yet a robot or anything which can match the quality of our hand. And that is why way back in 1976, Professor R. Venkateswamy, who is our mentor and who is our chief, who started the department in Apollo First Med, he used to say, creative hands should be protected at all costs. And I think that is something which is very important to understand that at that, 1976 is almost so many years down the line. At that time itself, he could vision and see that what is the importance of hand when there was no much importance given to hand in general. And if they never had a special hospital or they didn't have a specialized unit anywhere in the country, at that time he started a hand unit in Stanley. And from there, after he retired, he joined Apollo First Med, and from there on we all joined him. And for all his good work, he is considered to be one of the pioneers in hand surgery. It has been awarded by International Federation of Hand Surgery. And he has been given Padma Shri also. And we try to emulate his qualities within us as much as possible. So whenever an injury happens, what is that we should do? First is never forget to bring the part of the body, no matter how small it is. Sometimes people will say it was a small bit, I didn't want to bring it. So we have to most of the time send the patient back and tell them, go please search for it, get it back. Because nowadays it is possible that we can use it and put it back also. So basically the idea is whenever something falls from your body, gets amputated, you basically find water, just wash it so that the dirt and all goes off, and just cover it with a gauze or anything, any cloth, clean cloth, and the hand is kept elevated so that it doesn't bleed, whichever has got amputated. And we basically don't believe in somebody putting cotton or putting strong antiseptics like Bernol or Betadine or anything. Just don't do anything which causes more harm. Just leave it. Just come to the hospital and let us take care of it. And when it gets amputated, what you have to do is you have to put it in a plastic cover. Plastic cover, why? Because after this you are going to put this into an ice box. So ice box should, the finger should never come in direct contact with ice or ice water. What happens is this ice water enters into these vessels and it will destroy it. Then you cannot put it back. So it should be separate. It should be cold. The environment should be cold, but it should never come in direct contact with ice. And you should come as early as possible. Preferably, everybody will ask, how long can you put it back? So usually it is for big amputations, it is usually, for example, at the elbow level or the arm level, it is within 6 hours we should be there and we should be able to establish the blood flow. But for fingers and all, if properly preserved, we have sometimes done even after 28 hours. So it is not hard and fast that if you are around 6 hours or 7 hours away, it is no more possible. It is possible. You preserve it and bring it, we can put it back if it is in a decent shape. So as I told you, it's a small girl, the idea is to try to remove it immediately once it gets stuck. And already it would have swelled up. So naturally it cuts everything and the finger loses its blood supply. So these also are not uncommon. We tend to see such patients who come with this kind of injury also. The short video, this is now very common with all this Enfield and big bicycles and all. The youngsters have a passion to clean the bike chain and they don't do it properly. They switch on the engine, put it in a gear and then try to put. And when they clean it, what happens? The cloth gets stuck and the hand gets amputated. This is called bike chain injury and it is one of the bad injuries to happen and bad kind of amputations. Why? Because there is a crush element to it. Apart from this, industrial accident, yes, It is press machines where accidentally it can have a press and the finger can get amputated. Majority of them will be crushed. Not necessarily all of them will be clean cut amputations. These are just examples. Sometimes multiple fingers. This is a bite chain injury. Of course, thumb is very important. So no matter how bad it is, thumb, you should bring it. And this is also another type of injury, washing machine injury. Now all these pictures which I have shown, the patients are here with us. So they are here with us, and we have whom we have reimplanted. You can hear their stories from them. What is different and what is that we do apart from what we do the regular is we now are able to put back even these kind of fingertips, which is so small and tiny. Why? Because it is not only about skill, it is availability of a good microscope which gives you better magnification, finer suture, and many other small things, so that you can put vessels as small as even 0.3 size of millimeter, which is not even visible with naked eye. So this and all advancements have come recently, and now it is possible to do all this. So this is a patient whom we have put it back. Sometimes it can happen in both hands. So those are the photos of after we have reconstructed. And in children also it's not uncommon. Door crush is a very common cause of amputation in children. So all the necessary precautions to prevent children from playing between the doors and window, closing the window and all, you should be careful. All those things are very important. If a finger gets amputated by chance, unfortunately, still it is not that it's end of it. You can put it back in many of them, because children, the vessels and all are very pristine, and usually they behave well. As Dr. Shiv Prasad was saying, sometimes over a course of a week, we had a burst of number of cases which had come. And one was very special, where there was a 4-finger amputation. You can see which I have marked. So this is just to tell patients and tell the common public that no matter how small the amputated part is, now it is possible to at least attempt to put back. Majority of the times we can succeed. Now you might ask me, how many times do you succeed? So usually around 80% of the times, no matter whether it is crushed or not, we are able to succeed. So that makes a huge difference. And then there are ways by which we can still do something about a patient whom we have not succeeded or who have already gone through an amputation. For example, this patient, where he came to us with an amputation has happened, and they have healed it with putting a skin graft, and now he prefers to have a finger. And so this patient, we had taken a toe, second toe, and we have put it there. Why toe? Because toe is similar to finger, and it will give you sensation, it will give you movement, and it will work almost normally like a finger which he has lost. So these things are something which the public should know. Amputation at any point of time is a possibility in many of the people, like in road traffic and all. It's an evident possibility. But not many centers are willing to take the effort to try to put it back in certain cases like crush injury and all. And of course, it is our opinion that everybody should try at least to put it back first. And if it fails, probably yes, then we have other alternatives as I've shown you here. Thank you.